All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Unlimited Truth live here on a Wednesday night in the middle of the week. You know, we about to have some fun in the middle of the week, break up the monotony of the weekday and all that stuff for you. And because you know what, it's been a wild time, crew. It's been a wild time. And before I introduce everybody, let me just say this, man. I knew the Activision deal was going to break a certain community, because it was the largest acquisition in gaming history. I believe the largest acquisition in Microsoft history in general. So you knew it was going to be massive, right? But what's been going on since last Tuesday when Phil dropped that tweet that was so powerful, Sony lost $20 billion, has been just unreal. It's just been a flood of news, man. And thank you for joining me today, Smitty Smith. It's just been a cavalcade of just news and entertainment and good news from Xbox. And today we're going to talk about all of that. So before we do so, I'm going to introduce my panel, man. And let me start out here. DGX Tuckmaster, introduce yourself, my brother.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy DJ Tugmaster 785. Let's just get the show rolling. I can't stand ponies, and I know you don't like me. I can save all the other stuff later. Let's just get the rolling.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And next up, uh, this man needs no introduction, but he had a brilliant video earlier today about the psychology of all this, man. E-Rock X, introduce yourself, my brother.
Yeah!
Oh, he's back.
Salutations! Happy New Year! Happy Kwanzaa! Oh my God! Happy May Day! Happy felicitations to wherever you are, whatever part of the country you are. Your aunts, your uncles, your family, your dogs, your cats, your fifth family removed. The guy that's trying to hunt you down for your rent. All you guys that are evading taxes, people driving moonshine across things like you. It's a great time to be an Xbox gamer, and the Don King of Xbox had to come in here tonight to talk about this and to finish digging a grave for you, Tony.
Oh man, hey, we're gonna dig a deep one today, my brother. We're gonna dig a deep one. But before we get into it, the Don King has made his dramatic return, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into all that, I mean, this next man, to say that he's a legend in this community is an understatement. Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Vaya, señoras y señores. Today is National Break a Pony Back Day. And I'm glad you're here to join us so that we can break it some more and make it a National Pony Weekday. Fuck it. How are you guys?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good as always. Hey, but as I was hyping up after the Activision deal, one of the just craziest things happened this week that I would have never saw coming. And I made a video on this, so I'm mostly going to let my panel here speak on it. But the PlayStation community, and I'm not making this up, tweeted the United States President Joe Biden to cancel the Activision Microsoft deal. I can't make this up. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. They are literally tweeting the president to stop the madness, stop the monopoly. One guy even said Xbox has no games anyway, but still stop the monopoly, Biden. This is a travesty. How dare we let an American company do this? This is too much for America. Everybody, burn your flags. Burn your flags now. This is the end. And you know, it just made me just die of laughter. Um, I gotta get your guys' thought. And hey, I think who's best to start off the Tuck Master, man. Tuck, what are your thoughts on these ponies tweeting the president of the United States to cancel this Activision Microsoft deal?
Y'all, let me tell you like this. Once I heard about that, I said, okay, y'all. I can understand y'all butt hurt. I can even understand y'all asses being ass hurt. But I don't understand something that Activision went to Microsoft for, and they bought them outright. But y'all gonna come around and have the nerve to go to the president, tweet him, y'all, please grow up. I would say get a set of balls, but the Sony Nation don't have balls. They had nothing but split between their legs. Okay, I'm just telling you, man. They don't have balls. I mean, you had never seen us ask for any of their games. They have always have asked for our game, which they're not coming. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm gonna say this again. I hope and pray, and E-Rock know where I'm going with this.
Mhm.
I hope and pray that once that contract is done with Call of Duty, do not sign them back at all. Let them feel the
Right.
same thing what they did to Sega years ago. Just let them feel it.
Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. How they hope and pray that it will, but today it is still just a bill.
Oh,
y'all,
man.
and if they do play, I hope they play hardball with them.
Oh,
If you want some of your exclusives, if you want Call of Duty, we want every single one of y'all exclusives on our damn platform because, hey, that's how much it's worth to y'all. They're gonna be losing $2.6 million, $2.65 million if Call of Duty don't come back, and I'm hoping that it doesn't.
Hey.
I tell you, boy, it would make my dream come true.
Mhm.
It would make my dream come true. But this thing with the Biden situation, y'all get a dress, get on your mama's titty, suck milk out. If she got goat milk out, suck the goat milk out.
Think that go.
And hey, and fuck it, because it's not gonna change nothing.
Nope.
It's not changing nothing. So you might as well get used to it. And that's it. Because okay, let me ask you this. This is the strangest thing about these Sony ponies. One of my friends came to me, when they got the Bethesda deal, and then they gonna turn around and tell me, well, they promised they wasn't gonna turn around and take any of the doggone schools away from Bethesda and all of them. And then I said, well, who did you hear that from? He said, well, from a source. I said, well, let me ask you this. Your source got real fucked up when Eric Greenberg came out and said straight up that Starfield
Yeah.
is not coming to your system.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, y'all get all bent out of shape now. Okay, so let me ask you this. How in the hell y'all going to feel a year from now, 2 years from now, that Microsoft said, the hell with you? Y'all ain't getting none of it. Y'all ain't getting Call of Duty back at all. What you gonna do then? I guarantee you right now, some gonna go off a cliff. Some will commit suicide. I'm hoping that the one that Bone did that video on talking about Xbox, you need to trade Xbox. I hope that son of gonna go over there and commit suicide because that's what he needs, boy. That don't make no damn sense, y'all. No, but the president thing, man, please. That man got so much damn shit on his damn plate right now. He ain't gonna nearly be worried about what's going on with Activision or Microsoft, whatever they did. Hey, man, please. So that's all I got to say about that, fellas. And hey, let's go on.
Oh man, very, very well said, Tuck. And to add to that, there was a report this week about how Microsoft is only gonna commit to the next 3 Call of Duty games, which is Warzone 2, the one that comes out this year, the Call of Duty this year, and the Call of Duty in 2023. After that, say bye bye. Say for all you Sony fans who says that Activision's irrelevant, say bye bye. after 2023. I'm just saying. Hey, but hey, excellent tuck. Hey, Don King at Xbox, you done put together some of the greatest boxing fights ever that the world has ever seen. You dealt with Mike Tyson. Uh, you dealt with fucking the greatest ever Muhammad Ali and the likes. But something like this, these ponies tweeting the president to cancel Activision. What are your thoughts on that, my brother?
Oh my God, unlimited production. My young brother from a younger mother. I would have walked from Newark, New Jersey to Detroit in the snow to see these boys finally get their comeuppance. But I never thought in a million years, I never thought in a gajillion years that they'd be texting President Biden. They'd be texting the president. President Biden is 475 years old. He read the text and forgot it 3 seconds later. What a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. If you ever hear that movie Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? Well, the Sony fans are now the Brotherhood of the Bleeding Ass because all they do is cry and cry and cry. I've never seen anything like it. You got J Dub. You got guys on Twitter every day crying. And it seemed like that when PlayStation was taking games here, taking games there, just collecting games like they were a welfare mother going to 99 food banks in 2 hours. They was just collecting games here, there, and everywhere. But now that Xbox is collecting publishers, it's unfair. They want to call the SEC. They want to call the FBI. They want to call the SPCA. They want to call everybody. Well, I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. And the crazy thing is, you texting this man, the president of the United States has got so many problems on his mind, Tuckmaster. These guys don't understand. There's about to be a war over in Russia. There's about to be a war over in Russia. And while these Sony fans are busy texting and tweeting and crying, I'm busy in my mind coming up with a solution for President Biden and the president of Russia. I want to get these two men together, get them in a boxing ring, and settle their differences the right way, man to man. Only $49.99.95 on pay-per-view. I'm calling it beating a nigga in his brains in the Ukraine. Everybody's going to be on pay-per-view, and you can watch it live. But these Sony fans, unlimited production, I've never seen anything like it. But I would have waited forever. I would have waited an eternity to see this. I would have waited a gajillion years to see this. The earth is about to be destroyed by a meteorite, and these Sony ponies is texting people. They're writing petitions. It's wonderful. And they're wonderful to see an entire community just fall apart. These are truly great times, Hebot.
Hey, look, this is a real golden age in more ways than one, E-Rock. I mean, when Street Fighter was taken away from Xbox, Street Fighter 5, and Capcom laughed and said, "We'll buy a PlayStation 4." Xbox fans didn't try to fucking get the Emperor of Japan, resurrect him, and all that shit from the grave. You're like, stop, Capcom! You can't do this to. This is American console. You can't do that to us. No, they just sat there. We spoke our mind about how it was bullshit, but at the end of the day, we moved on. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, that was perfectly put, man, and absolutely hilarious. I would buy that on pay-per-view in a heartbeat, man. Because instead of YouTubers boxings, let's put world leaders in the ring. But with
we could put YouTubers in the ring in the two. I'd love to see that scrawny little elite gaming guru fight to the death against King Trash. I'd pay to see that.
Hey, I am with you. But next up, I know that this next man, he's gonna really break it down better than we ever could, because that's just the kind of knowledge he brings to this gaming world. Hebot, what are your thoughts on the United States these PlayStation fans tweeting the United States president to cancel this Activision deal? The American president is somehow going to get in the way of an American company for some Japanese company no one gives a shit about, man. I need to hear your thoughts.
A sitting president being texted about video games.
Well, I mean, first of all, the president's having problems trying to run this country to begin with. And if you keep bothering him, he's gonna curse him out live on TV like he did the reporter just for asking questions. Like, get that fucking shit out of here. Look, man, I never thought in my entire video game life, right, or being a fan of gaming, that I would have experienced and seen the craziness that I'm seeing at this moment. Because that craziness, like, who the hell? The president, he was talking, I think, to some other politician or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just came out of nowhere and tagged them and like, yo, can you please look into these, these, what they call them again? Privacy Act.
Yeah.
Privacy Act.
The antitrust.
And the and the antitrust. And make sure that you get on Microsoft because they're trying to destroy everything. Get them, please. They need to pay. But yet these are the same people turn around saying, well, it's okay for China to buy stuff in Sony because they're not American, so the rules don't apply to them. Like, what in the fuck? Like, China and Japan don't have no care or best interest for anybody in the American market, right? If anything, all they want to do is take control so they can try to treat us long term like they treat their own people in their country like cheap. Now they're mind control like robots. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're fucking crazy. Like, the lunacy and the it's beyond anything that you can possibly comprehend, understand, or even register, right? With any normal way of thinking. But this completely cements what I've been saying for so long, and for what E-Rock said for so long, and 100, and all the other warriors down here that were with us since 2013, 2014, that the PlayStation fan base, and maybe with the exception of maybe a 5% or 10%, they're lunatics. They're in a cult. They have a cult mentality. They don't act like regular fans. They act like something like this is a cult, like the Illuminati. They act like the fucking Illuminati. Like if you're not PlayStation, then there's something wrong with you, and we're gonna come make sure we come after you and get you, and ruin your life and do whatever it takes. And that's just fucking plain crazy. Like, there's no words for that. Like, but it completely proves that we've been right this entire time, and we're the ones called shield. Like, I saw the Kotaku fucking article today when they were like, this Uncharted remaster that's being released, it's not really needed, but it's still fantastic that it is.
Right.
When you're talking about a game that's been already out and remastered, like in Uncharted 3, and Uncharted 1 and 2 since the PS3 era. We're talking about
Go ahead. To cut you off, man, but they just resold it last generation. I remember because they resold it during the time they had no fucking games. Because that was their matter of fact, that was their holiday game in like 2015 or 2016. That Uncharted remaster that they didn't have shit on the PS4 at the time when we were playing like Gears 4 and Forza Horizon 3 at something like that. So
absolutely.
So yeah, man. They resold that shit again. That blew my mind, man. When I saw that, I was like, again, what's the point? What's the point of backwards compatibility if they're just going to resell you everything?
No, not even that.
Hey,
they have a problem with backwards compatibility, saying that. Go ahead,
hey, there's a news report. There's a news report on CNN. The president is having a meeting right now. And he's telling the Sony employees going to fuck themselves.
Jesus Christ. Doug, you're taking me out of rhythm right here.
Oh, sorry, man.
That's okay. That's okay.
Good job, President. Good job. He's Sony. The same niggas that'll walk down to the corner store and they'll buy chicken from the China man, they'll buy liquor from the Korean man, but watch the store close of the brother man. The hell with them Sony boys.
Look, it's almost like saying you get a ticket, you pay it, and then they tell you, no, you didn't pay. And you're like, look, I have the receipt, you paid it. That I paid. I was like, it's okay, but charge me again. I want to pay for it again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, who that just doesn't. That just doesn't register in any way, shape, or form. These are the same people that were saying, "Oh, backwards compatibility is bad because it's going to hold back gaming, and all you're worrying about is old games." When it's free, not only is it free, you can put the same disc you already purchased, let's say 10 years ago or 20 years ago, right? In the case of the OG, you pop it in, and it gives you a free enhancement to up to date to what it should run like now in up to date hardware, right?
Mhm.
So these are the same people saying that fucking dog shit.
Well, he bought it was bad because they didn't have it.
Right, exactly. That's why it said so. It exposes them.
Hey,
But then, oh yeah, it's
one
okay. Charge
second,
me more
fellas.
money.
1 second, fellas. Smitty Smith, thank you for that $5, man. And you're right. He said these damn ponies tweeting the president over Microsoft acquisition, but they didn't call the police on that guy that was testing out little boy. Yeah, man.
Oh,
Yeah, good point. They just hey, what's up,
you mean
Smith?
the baby boss snatcher?
Yeah.
I heard he be smelling. I heard he be smelling like hot baby nuts. That's what I heard.
He thought he was TJ Maxx and had little boy's socks half off. Throw that money.
Shit, man. Hey,
That's
there's
terrible.
a special place in hell for that, man.
Hey, Smitty, the priority of these dudes, I swear, the audacity.
The audacity.
The audacity.
Yeah, man. Sorry to cut you off there, Heba. Or you were
No worries. No, I'm just, it's the funniest thing ever, man. I don't think you'll ever see anything this comical. In the rest of generations of gaming.
Yeah, we'll wait until 2 weeks from now. Horizon Forbidden West drops. You're going to see comedy at its finest. You're going to see the Def Comedy Jam resurrected as these fools race to their tweet and Twitter to take screenshots and compare screenshots to every game in creation.
They better not do it my way because I got plenty of screenshots to downplay every single game they show. They better not. They better not.
Oh, it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be funny as hell when
it'll be hell to play.
Man,
Heba, where are you broadcasting from? A speakeasy? What's all that noise?
I'm trying out some new NASA equipment. I'm over here at NASA right now.
Well, while you at the speakeasy, tell all them is to buy my pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
One ethnicity gotta help out the other ethnicity. Don't be like
that's what you would think, right? That's what makes sense.
Give all that money to the Japan man. Give that money to the American man.
No, we don't want to help us. We want to help the other ones that don't care about us. That's what we want to do.
Why do you want to help? Why do you want to help people? And he bought you. Would you? Yeah, he turned his mic off. Sound like he was it sounded like we was blowing bones. I got to get over the heat box. It's going down, brother. But unlimited protection, I would have waited an eternity for this, but I never knew it was going to get this crazy. Never.
I didn't see this one in a million years. Not the president, man. And they look, Iraq. They didn't even start. They didn't even start with their local government, man. They didn't start with the mayor. Nothing. They went straight to the president. They like fuck the vice president, fuck the speaker of the house. We need to talk to the big man on this one.
When you go to the local government, there's a hierarchy. Your alderman, your dog catcher, your mayor, the state representative. They went right to the top. Dear POTUS, could you please stop Microsoft from taking all of these games off of our Japanese box? Oh, I love it. I love it.
And he said, "You stupid son of a bitch." That's what he said.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Oh, what's up, Mr. Kima? Thank you for joining. Also, I want to say, channel. Always glad to have you. DUX Macchiato. I'm gonna have to message you one day, man, because you a funny motherfucker, man. I'm gonna have to message you one day. See if you can join us.
There's Ex Macchiato, man. Get your courage up and get your mic skills up. My alter ego Erock X says, if you continue being this funny, there's a spot for you on the Exile podcast. Be one of the bold, be one of the few that said no to the Jack crap and yes to the American crap. I mean, the American games. be one of the bold and the few, the Deus Ex Macchiato.
And yeah, hey man, and 9 foot, he said the 120 frames mode of Uncharted 4 is having issues. It drops frame rates a lot on the PS5. Of course, man, because the PS5 ain't a real next gen console. You know, they sold them scrap metals and fucking kibbles in that shit.
But you better believe IGN and Digital Foundry will do everything in their power to cover it up, like it's the mystery at the Watergate Hotel. They're going to cover it up. Unlimited production. There'll be no signs of this game failing on PlayStation 5. They're going to cover it up.
Man, you thought Watergate was a cover up, man. Look at what they're doing with that PS5. They one analyst is like, I predict the PS5 is going to sell 2 times as much as the Series X, and getting clowned at now and all this stuff. Hey, but the first topic was absolutely hilarious. But man, there's still a lot more to talk about because that's how it is with Xbox. It's fun. It's crazy how we'll go through periods of there's nothing to talk about, that Xbox dropped big news, and all of a sudden there's just so much content out there. Hey, DUX, thank you for the $5, man. And he said the old heads that bought 600 PS3 based off Killzone 2 at E3 was like, we could call the president, no refund. Good stuff, my man. Good stuff. And Radiance, you're right, man. The U.S. president ain't gonna stop a brand from his own country to be successful. That's just crazy. Hey, but with that said, just yesterday, Microsoft released some big news. You know, their biggest holiday ever, and all this other stuff. But the one I want to talk about is this, and you saw it in the title of this video. Halo Infinite has 20 million players in its first month. Forza Horizon 5 has 18 million players in its 2 months. And Game Pass has 25 million subscribers. Guys, we're a bunch of smart people. Everybody in my chat are just brilliant people who always just add so much to the content here. And we all know that this is a success, right? But 20 million players in a month. And I've seen fools like J-Dub and that dude Red Dragon try to downplay it. That'd be like Costco saying how much free food they gave. No, that's not how it works. Game Pass is a subscription people pay for, and people like me even bought the game. I have it in my collection. I know Sega Man also has it in collection. So let's not pretend people didn't buy this game either. But 20 million players. Let's put that into perspective. Because as much as those PlayStation fans love to talk about exclusive, guys, you know what their biggest exclusive selling was? And this isn't like and this is their overall sales. 19.5 million with God of War. So in 1 month, Halo has more players than God of War has sold altogether. Let's add to that, right? Forza in 2 months has nearly as many players as people who bought God of War. That's why Sony themselves even said it's not about sales, it's about the engagement. It's about keeping people in our ecosystem who's going to keep spending money. Because look, for example, with Halo released some cat airs, just some cat airs aesthetics, right? People were buying that shit for like $10 out the ass. That stuff like that is how you make your money these days. It's not just the initial sale of the software; it's having that engaged audience that's going to buy your DLC, buy your microtransactions or whatever else is attached to it. And again, Halo's microtransactions is not predatory, completely 100% optional. So it's done in the right way. I mean to say, to where if you want it, you could buy it. If not, you could leave it be. But yes, Don King, Erox, 20 million players for Halo, 18 million for Forza, 25 million Game Pass subscribers. What are your thoughts on that, my man?
There's a word I always say when I've got nothing else to say, and that word is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 20 million players in a couple of months. I couldn't get I couldn't get 15,000 people in the Madison Square Garden to see Mike Tyson knock merciless Ray Mercer's dick in the dirt. That's an incredible achievement.
Yes.
All these Xbox games, from Forza Horizon to Halo, they all said it was going to fail. People like the Red Dragon, people like Kid Smooth said that Halo was dead on arrival. And
Right.
there's a crazy cycle that my alter ego E-Rock X reported on. How these PlayStation fanboys continue with this cycle of downplaying anything good but for Xbox, shot calling, making these bold predictions. Then the predictions are wrong. They're made to look like fools, and they move on to the next bold prediction, which is always wrong. What I don't understand is how in the world is a fan base, a group of people, always so wrong but have the loudest voice? How is it possible that a group of fan base of lunatics is always incorrect but continue voicing their opinions? Usually, when you're wrong about things, you go away.
E-Rock. Hey, E-Rock, I don't know if you remember Miss Cleo, the Jamaican lady back in the day, used to do the predictions.
You should knock boots for her. Yes. I know Miss Cleo.
I knew it. I knew it. You was saying it, Don King. I knew it.
Yeah, she got exposed once, and that was it. She disappeared off the face of the earth. Man, these PlayStation insiders, they haven't been right since the day the dinosaurs walked the earth, and somehow people still listening to them.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. And Miss Cleo going away was everybody else's loss, because after you knock boots, her beans and rice was nice. She was from the islands, But anyway, I've never seen.
Damn you, greedy Mr. Donkey.
I've never seen a fan base be continually wrong and Xbox be continually right, from success to success to success. And still, let us not forget, Sea of Thieves, over 15 million players. So somebody else did the math for me, because my accountant is ambidextrous. Mike Tyson still trying to say that I robbed him for millions. The nerve of that ungrateful nigga. But they're trying to say that Sea of Thieves sold about 5 million copies. They're trying to say that Halo must have sold at least 7 or 8 million copies. The math only makes sense. These Xbox games continue to be a success. And it's all about the engagement. It's all about the engagement. And even now, Sony themselves have come out in a statement and said, it's all about the engagement. What a turnaround. Unlimited production. You couldn't have predicted any of this. But yet, still, even with Sony coming out and slowly admitting that they've lost, even with Sony themselves coming out of a hole in the ground and finally admitting, man, Xbox was right and we were wrong. The Sony fan base, they still fighting. They still on Twitter fighting console wars. Like my alter ego, E-Rock, said, they're like that one Japanese guy after World War II. They found him in 1972 in a bitch still fighting. He couldn't believe, he thought he was ready to go. He thought the war was still happening. The Sony fans are never going to give up unlimited production. They're never going to give up, man. They're never going to give up until the PlayStation brand is crushed, obliterated, and only then will they go away, and only then will we have peace.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that's why I have somebody like the Don King of Xbox on my show, because he always speaks facts and just keep it entertainment. But real quick, before I get to my next man to speak on this, let's see. Oh, KR, thank you, man. He said that he watched my Xbox game collection, mad respect. Of course, man. It's all about gaming at the end of the day. 9 Foot said Halo Season 2 Season Pass is about to earn free credits. That's what's up. T Reaper, I don't know if I even shout you out, man, but thanks for joining. Other Zinc, if you ever want to be on this show, just hit me up and I'll also invite you. But thank you for joining as well. But Tuckmaster, man, I want to get your opinion as well. Halo, 20 million players. Forza, 18 million players. Game Pass, 25 million subscribers. The numbers are just going. Their best holiday ever. Microsoft confirmed. Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said Halo was their biggest Halo launch ever. What are your thoughts on that, Tuck?
Oh man, that nigga done fell asleep. He's full of fat back grease and collard grease. That nigga done fell asleep.
You see, this is why his ass be eating before them shows, man. Cause when we go live, he disappear, man. He
We was
disappear worse than a
we was in,
deadly death.
we was in the green room before the show and he was snacking. So I
Yeah.
said, I didn't want to disappoint you, Unlimited, but I said to myself, that nigga will be asleep in 4.5 minutes.
Well, hey Chuck, if you ever return, man, let me know. But hey, Hebot, man, I'd love to get your thoughts on this. Halo, 20 million players, Forza,
Mm-hmm.
18 million, Game
Yep.
Pass, 25 million subs. Halo's their biggest launch ever this past holiday, their biggest holiday ever. And if you remember, the Xbox Series S was the best-selling console during Black Friday. What are your
That's right.
thoughts, my brother?
Well, I mean, imagine being as delusional and ill-informed as somebody like Red Dragon, that's supposed to be intelligent, or at least he carried himself like he's intelligent. That's why I sometimes think that he's just trolling. Ever since he switched over, because he's more of a PC guy, so he thinks it's funny to piss off Xbox console dudes. But imagine being that dense, right? Because look, even first of all, God of War sold 3.2 million units in 3 days, right? Which is fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. But they're trying to equate the 20 million people that bought it, right? That it took God of War since 2018 till now to actually get that amount of people, right? That's including with the PC launch, as opposed to Halo, that it was 20 million people on day one or in 1 month, right? Because it was people engaging through many different options. And what these people don't even understand, even that 3.2 million doesn't equate to more money, because when you do physical copies at $60 or $70 a price, right? That's split where you got to divide it not only for developers, you got to split it with the distributors of the box itself, the shipping costs, the import costs, the shelf space in different stores, giving them a bulk cost, because if it's something like Costco that buys in bulk, you got to give them a bulk price, right? So they get a discount right off the bat. Then you got to share that with the developer, the publisher, and then whoever else is putting it on their platform. So if you're buying it on another console, or let's say on a PlayStation, they get percentages, but then they got to share it with whoever else helped them distribute it, right?
Hey, Hebot,
Right?
give me one
Yeah.
sec. Hebot, 1 second, man. Sega
Mhm.
Man said about about Tuck, man, about the good smoked net bone from Fred's Groovy Grab Bag. That nigga's preaching. That's why I need you out here, Sega Man.
Grab bags. Come here for the ribs and the greens and come back for the lawsuits. I love it.
Right.
There he is.
So that's funny. Take him in
Tuck,
silly.
you go.
He's
All
still.
right, I'm out. I ain't going nowhere, y'all.
So what I was trying to say also on top of that. So imagine that when Microsoft distributes these games on Game Pass, that means 25 million people are guaranteed to play the game day and date, right? Then that doesn't include the bundles that were sold for the console itself, and the physical games that were sold themselves, and the digital copies that were sold themselves, right? That doesn't include none of that, right? And the reason why it makes more money and sense for the developers to do it like that or that way is because digitally or in Game Pass, one, they get paid up front. Two, if it's digital, the all the money goes directly to the person bringing out the game. In this case, it's Halo, so it goes to Bungie. I mean, to 343 and to Xbox, the money directly because it's digital. That's why if you ever see that when Microsoft do the bundles, right? They give you a digital copy. They don't give you a physical copy because
Right.
when you put a physical copy, they have to pay out for that copy distributor of that game. When they do it digitally, they don't have to pay nobody. It goes directly to the developer and the publisher. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You and on top of that, they pay whatever money they pay. Well, not really because they own them, but let's say if it was another game, they give money, or I'm pretty sure they give bonuses to the 343 ahead of time for the game or what it's doing and whatever sales it makes. They break it down, even though they own them, they give them bonuses. I'm pretty sure. But the point of it is they make the money directly. There's no second person, third person, fourth person. And for 20 million people to have engaged in Halo, right? And 15 million in Forza, right? And in the case of Halo, in just a month, you can't compare that to a game that just hit the 20 million mark with people of engagement in fucking like almost what, 5 years? It's 2022, 2018. So you figure about 4 or 5 years, right?
4 years.
That's right. That right there shows you the effectiveness of Game Pass because it brings awareness way quicker than any other medium. Because when you're playing a game at a fraction of a cost of a premium or of a service that like no more than $10 or 15 max a month, you're gonna have more probability of people playing that game way faster. And then what happens is the domino effect of playing it. If they like it, they're going to go and purchase the game, whether it's digital or whether it's physical, to own the game. And in the case of Forza, if you remember, they had to buy into the early bird special. So before it was even out and released to the public, they already had like 5 million, almost 6 million players, if you remember.
Yeah.
So that means that game already has sold that by that time, and now it's at 15 million. You see what I'm saying? But
18 million.
18 million, right? And the other thing is that remember, Forza is a game that is not going to stay on Game Pass, even though it's their IP, because of the car licenses. So you have to physically buy the game at some point, and the DLCs if you want to own it, no matter what. You see what I'm saying? That's another the factor. Plus, you got another thing is that when you buy it through Game Pass, right, you're getting a discount. You're getting a discount, and you're still helping the developer. Because again, that's why they offer the discount, because they're getting the direct profit. There's no middleman. There's no no one else extra. It's just, hey Steph, how are you? It's just them and the people who created it, which is the developers. You know what I mean? So, and then the other small factor that they don't seem to understand is that God of War, which I already posted up by almost, I think it was a year, by November of 2019, because it came out April of 2018. A little over a year later, it was already being sold for $10.
Yeah. And
$10.
Yeah, and that's what the comments were saying as well. Most of the sales was when it hit that $10 price point.
Well, listen, it was sold in bundles, so the bundles is giving out free. That's number one, because the Sony bundles, and not even because the God of War bundle, if I'm not mistaken, the PS4 Pro was $550, if I'm not mistaken, or 60. So you basically pay for the game too, because you know how you're paying for. They try to say you're paying for the custom console, but you were paying for the game as well. You know what I'm saying? So they sold the bundles, then they put it in that next Christmas, and that bundle were on the PS4 regular, where you got, I think it was God of War, Uncharted, and was it Ratchet? It was one of the other games, which they gave it out for free at that point as well. You see what I'm saying? So that means when they put those out and people bought those bundles, they were given out for free. So the game sold at diminished returns. It only made money in the first, I think, was an initial release of 3 or maybe 4 months that it sold okay. And when it sold after the initial release, it only sold like 2.1 million more, 2.4 or something like that. The total tally was 5.7 in an initial release. That's what they sold, right? So, but the rest of from that point after, it was just sold at like 30, then it was 40, then 20, and then it went down as low as 10. Not including the ones they gave out free. And then when they put it on PS Plus, because they put it on the PSN network at one point and gave it out. Remember? Right. You guys remember where they tried it out? And and that's the month where they got like a shitload of subscribers, and it jumped from like 700 something to 202 million and 2.5 million people. Do you remember that? That it jumped, it like kickstart. That means 1.5 million people went and got the PSN network just to get the game. That means they didn't buy it physically. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because why would you get it just to get the game if you already own it? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how you know that they didn't have it. So they were willing to get it through the PSN network because it was the more affordable price point and more comfortable price point for them as a consumer. So all that stuff is just proving that Game Pass is way more efficient and makes way more money. And then they have the nerve to say, well, if they show the numbers, you will see the truth. Listen, they just said their quarterlies. They made in profit and made over $18 billion in profit. I mean, in revenue. And then their profit was like 5.7 billion.
5.4.
Right? Some shit like that.
Yeah, it was 5.4.
Yeah, 5.4 in profit, even though their revenue was 18. Because I told you that it's the profits that matter. It's the profits, not the revenue. The revenue is what they made, but they got to pay out people. The profit is what they put in their pocket. You see what I'm saying? And that's why people swear up and down that because Sony's number 2 with Tencent in revenue, that means they make more money. No, they do make more money in a sense, but they pay out more, so they make less profit. So that's why they still don't make enough money back. You see, they're barely making any money to keep for themselves to do whatever they need to do. You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's the reason why these acquisitions that they've done have been small. And that all that stuff is the details that they don't put together in their head. Like say Halo's only been out a month, going on 2, and it's just going to keep growing because they're going to add more story to it and more expansions and even more multiplayer mode, even though that part is free. But they have microtransactions, right? Where you can buy in and you don't have the time to grind for those who can't, So they're going to make money no matter what. With Sony games, you can't do that with God of War. You can't do that with the upcoming Horizon Zero Dawn because it's only a single player experience. They spend all their money in mocap and making cutscenes that look like movies and don't think long term, because once you beat the game, you're not going to keep going over to buy stuff in the game. They're not going to keep adding DLC because, as we've seen, they never do that. They've never ever added DLC to extend the game's life because that's what they were supposed to do with Lost Legacy. When
they do DLC, they just resell it as another game.
Right. They try to say at first Lost Legacy was a DLC, and then say, no, but never mind, it's actually a full game. And they jerked them that way. Mm-hmm.
God of War that's coming out this year, Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
They're all DLCs that was you at like $50-$60.
Well, Miles Morales is like a 5-hour game. And they said it from the beginning it was a DLC. And then when people started talking and making fun of the ponies online on Twitter, you remember, they quickly changed and reverted and like, oh, no. By the way, they even did a stupid little quick montage with Insomniac. Oh, no, this is a full-fledged game. We've been working on this for 5 years. Like, what? Yep. 5 years in a game that you made, Spider-Man PS4, you only came out 2 years ago. Or 3 years ago. What the hell you talk about? Stop the capping. Like, stop it. You know what I mean? So that's how you know. But to think that that Game Pass doesn't open the windows to make more money when off the hip, developers are making money more because they get paid up front and there's engagement all the time. So the game just keeps growing and people keep buying in to the game, whatever it is, and if it's on sale, it's still a price that all the money goes directed to the developer and the owner. It's not like when you tell them it's physical that they only get what they would probably get if they just put it on Game Pass day one. You see what I'm trying to say?
Man, yeah. I tell you, he bought the world's most powerful gamer. You missed your calling. You should have been a lawyer. God damn. Lawyer. He would have talked Bill Cosby and R. Kelly into an acquittal. God damn.
You see, the donkey always comes in and talk shit about me. You see, every time.
Said, fuck it, let them niggas go. God damn.
You got to get the details because no one else does, E-Rod. If we don't do it, who else is gonna do it? Nobody else does it. That's why they don't like me.
Yeah.
He about,
Hey.
he about to be rapping. The PlayStation fans will not do a simple thing. Hit a simple search called Google and find out facts. They ain't doing none of that shit. Not this year, not next year, they ain't doing none of that shit.
And he bought. The only thing they're gonna be doing, and you know that, the first thing they're gonna be doing when they beat the new Horizon, whatever, they can be playing that game over and over and it's just like a broken record.
I don't know, Tuck. I don't know, Tuck. The numbers show that after they beat Horizon this weekend, they're gonna be playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? They might as well enjoy it. They might as well enjoy it because in 2023, when everything stopped,
that's it.
That's it. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it.
It's gonna be Armageddon for them, but it's gonna be comedy show for us, man. We got front row tickets to shit. Oh, Tuck, let me get your thoughts on this, man. Halo, 20 million players. Forza. Hey, Hebot, were you done?
No, I was just gonna say that towards when we finish the show, if you don't mind, I can do a PSA real quick. A public service announcement.
Just remind me before we close it out. But
sure. No problem.
But Tuck, man, let me get your thoughts, man. Halo, 20 million players. Forza, 18 million players. Game Pass, 25 million subscribers. What are your thoughts on the massive success of Xbox right now?
Loving it.
Nigga, what are you eating? He can't even talk.
Baby back chitlins.
Hey, and I was part of the 18 million when the race car game first came out. I was part of the 18 million.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is this.
I was part of the 18 of the 20 million we got aboard when I bought it for $20 physical.
So the only thing I gotta say is this: Sony ponies. What are y'all talking? I mean, I'm telling you right now, I love it. I love the way what Microsoft is going. They're doing the right thing for gaming, and they're gonna keep on. They're gonna keep on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Just eat their coattails, and that's it.
Speaking of eating, Tuck, what are we having tonight? It sounds good. Speaking of eating, Tuck, what are we having tonight? It sounds good. All I hear is smacking and bones being broken. What are we eating?
Right now, I'm eating coffee.
Nigga, coffee don't make that kind of noise. Cut the bullshit.
I said coffee.
Coffee?
Loffy toffee.
The candy.
Are you sure? I never heard of a nigga eating toffee. Man, if you're eating ham hocks and rice, just say you're eating ham hocks and rice. Coffee don't make that kind of noise.
Let me tell you right now, you're a Sega man. I'm gonna get y'all asses back. Y'all gonna leave me alone about my neck bones.
This nigga's eating on Sega Man show. He's eating on Unlimited Production show. He went to sleep several times on my show. God damn.
Hey, and believe me not, I went to sleep. I just woke back up 15 minutes ago. I said around 10 minutes ago. I just woke back up. And I heard Sega Man talking about me. Oh yeah, you tell Sega Man he got something coming. But being for real, fellas, hey, Microsoft is doing what they need to do. They can talk. I mean, that's the reason why I'm always saying that people can sit here and talk about these consoles all they want to, but Microsoft got it wrapped up on both ends. They got the Game Pass. They got the best shooter out there in Halo. They got the best racer out there in Forza Motorsports. For the Horizon. What more can you say? What more can you say? What more can you do? I mean, I know Sony got that damn little ass race coming out. Sometime in March, which these Sony fans, they're gonna see. Well, we got our top notch racer back. No, you don't. You ain't gonna never have it back. As long as Microsoft is still making it, the Forza series, y'all ain't gonna never be back. Y'all had y'all shot a long doggone time ago. when they had it on the PS2 or was that the PS1 when it first came on? That little racer.
Radiance 96 said, "Why is he eating and talking? Nigga, you must be new. This
You
been
tell
going
you
on.
you
This
tell
been going
that
on now.
son.
This been going on now for 86 episodes." Fuck you, man.
Well, I'm not eating no more, so. But no, just to tell you the truth, I just think Microsoft was doing a good job. 25 million,
Mm-hmm.
man, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot
That's
of
a lot.
people.
That's a lot of people, and just imagine what we always said. You don't have to have an Xbox to enjoy the success of Microsoft. You don't have to have an Xbox. Their streaming service is great. You cannot beat it.
Nope.
Sony wish they would have ever took Microsoft's they wish they would have just took Microsoft advice when Microsoft did it, when they turned and talked about the Game Pass on their system. They turned them down. Nintendo turned them down. So now you get what you get.
I'm
You
glad
get what you get.
if you're late to hop on advancements, you're last in the show, and eventually it'll be Bob for Sony, and I can't wait.
Exactly. Look, well, hey, and you know,
Hey, fellas, look at this. Look at this too. The Game Pass has been out 4 years, almost 4 years now. And all they do is just keep on growing.
Yep.
They just keep on growing in numbers. So when they do come out, when they do get enough Xbox X's or Xbox S's out there, look what happened. Nobody can find an Xbox Series X. Nobody can buy a PS5. But what did people do? They went out there and bought the Xbox Series S. Now, the first thing I turned around to this guy, one of my partners at work, I said, well, let me ask you this. And this is what I told him. Is it somebody's fault that everybody forgot about the Xbox Series S? No, everybody's going to buy what they want to buy. And the Xbox Series S is a good little console. That console is solid. You can't beat it. Man, that it's not that far away from being almost more powerful than the PS5. It's not. Just like y'all said, it's not. And with them not taking away production of the PS4 right now, I don't see how they're going to survive. I really don't. Because everybody almost got a PS4.
Hey,
everybody almost got a PS4 Pro. So what are they going to do? Everybody's saying, well, they're gonna leave this in this quarter right here. How the heck can you leave a quarter and you don't even got these some bitches out in stores yet? Can anybody answer me that? How in the hell can PS5 beat Microsoft on anything if they don't even got, they can't have a hard time getting these systems in the stores? I'm just telling you the truth.
They did it to themselves, Puck. They got nobody to blame. And like KR said, how the hell did Sony manage to get $2.1 trillion in debt? Who would want to partner with a company who can't take care of their own books? Good fucking point, KR. That is a great point. And look, there are a lot of smart people out there who run these companies, and they know that. Hell, Jim Ryan knows that he's on a sinking ship. He's probably waiting for the next guy that want to take over that job at Sony, like he took over for Ken Kutaragi or Jack Tretton or whoever the fuck he took over. Because you remember E-Rock, they went through more executives than I go through women.
That's a lot of women. God damn.
Hey, y'all. And what people don't understand is that the only thing that is saving PlayStation right now is the only thing that's saving Sony right now is the PlayStation. That's the only thing that's saving that company right now. Look at all the stuff that they done lost in the past.
Their movies are trash. Their technology is overpriced and nobody's buying it. Oh, hey, Emmanuel, thank you for the 5, man. He said, hold it down. Great to see
And
you
that's
guys
why,
together live. Thank you,
and
man.
that is why I always said when Sony came out with their TVs and all that stuff, and they were so doggone overpriced and everything and all that stuff, and people went on there and told them the competition is coming. They went on there and told them Samsung, LG, Vizio. And I mean, y'all used to have Vizio. Vizio broke away from y'all and did their own thing. So I mean, and that the thing about it is like I always said, if I can get a TV $3,000 cheaper, what make you think that I'm gonna go and buy a Sony TV
And yet with the same quality.
and with the
Yeah.
same damn quality? Please, I'm not doing that, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, those Sony products are notoriously over expensive, man. Notoriously. And they think that they're a premium brand like an Apple level brand or something, or like the Microsoft Surface brand. But no, Sony hardware, it's not 1980 fucking 5. Sony
No,
hardware
it's not.
don't mean nothing to nobody these days.
Dude, I tell you right now, man. Hey, me and my wife, this is when we first started living in this house that we living in.
Mhm.
And my son needed a computer. I need a computer for his classes. So we went out there and looked at computers and all that stuff. And our credit wasn't really all that great during that time and all that stuff. So I went on there and decided to go ahead and buy the Sony computer, they top of the line computer, okay, just for him to turn around and go to school with, okay. And then I turn around and look at these other damn prices of these damn computers. I say, oh man, I'm just a dude. I'm telling you, man. I said I'm a stupid ass fuck. I went on that page so
Listen,
much money.
Jim Ryan, listen, talk. Jim Ryan confirmed that they're going to continue to support PS4 for the next 3 to 4 years. That
Yeah,
tells you everything you need to know right there.
yeah,
Now, if they don't rely on that PlayStation so hard that they went back to last gen, them motherfuckers don't want last gen to end. They stuck.
They stuck, man. They to say that they stuck on that PS4 generation is an understatement. He bought because man, 2020 was the worst thing that could happen to them because like we've always said, a new generation is like hitting a reset button. So everything that happened from 2013 to 2020, hey, them days are over. They're long and gone. We're now in the
Come
Series
back.
X. Yeah. We're now in the Series X. Hell, they haven't flashed back to the PS3 era where they want that PS2. Because remember, they support the PS2 until like 2014 or something
Yeah,
crazy like that.
that's
They
why.
supported that. They
That's
supported
why
that fucking console
Microsoft.
forever.
Listen, their arrogance of keeping supporting the PS2 for so long after the generation had ended is why the 360 got such a big advantage and jump on them.
Yeah.
That's why. Because
Yeah.
that's why they bust their ass. Because when people saw 360, the differences, the evolution, the features, and the disparity between PS2 and that, I mean, you thought it was big when you played OG. When you played 360, it was like, oh hell, no, I ain't playing no PS2. You're bugging. You know what I mean? And then
Oh,
they were getting games too. Oh hell no.
oh man, that uh he bought man spot on. Because with the 360, if you remember that the jump from to the 360 was something else. I still remember the first time playing games like Gears. Hell, I remember the first time I played WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2007. If you look at the PS2 version versus the 360 version, the 360 version they had the sweat going down, the graphics were super realistic, and the
yep.
PS2 version looked like toys, right? And I remember seeing that. It's like, oh, there's no way possible. There's no way possible I'm going to play this old ass fucking console. The way that 360 was ahead of the PS2 and why the PS3 they try to just push it out the year later because that gap was massive.
It
Yeah,
was just,
yeah,
well, it's
yeah.
just as sad. It's just as bad as you seeing them now. People that played on PS3 360 are like, oh, it's okay to do the remasters because they played horrible in that generation. I'm like, no, because they played that way in that generation because that was the hardware that was available at that point, and they weren't horrible. They were great for that generation because the 360 when it came out, it was ahead of even the PC space for like 2 years. If you
Yeah,
guys
it
remember,
was.
so
Yeah,
don't come with that bullshit. That's just damage controlling because your company can't afford to give you real remasters or real upgrades for free because they're fucking $2 trillion in debt, right? And other companies can, like Microsoft, with their audience. That's the truth. So it's better if they came out, look, and said it themselves. If they actually came out and said, look, the reason why we charge you is because we need the money. We can't just afford to give you a free remaster that's done right and not charge you anything. I would have more respect for Sony reps and the company if they actually said that, because at least they're being honest. You see what I'm trying to say?
I don't know, man. If they said something like that, their stock will take a bigger plummet than Phil Spencer's
I know,
tweet.
but I'm saying, but they're being honest with the audience. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If they
hey,
say,
man, look,
this is why we can't give them to you for free.
yeah,
You
know?
I mean, but you
So-
can't put that out there for investors, man. You can't
Oh.
tell investors you're broke.
They lose their
The
investors
investors,
big time.
listen,
Jim
the
Ryan-
investors,
Jim Ryan-
listen,
Jim
the
Ryan will be
investors,
knocking
the
what was
investors
that?
are just playing. They're playing the coy
Yeah.
role. They know. You think they don't see the stock market and what they earn? They're in debt $2 trillion. You think they don't see that?
Yeah,
They see that shit. They're not stupid.
No.
They're just hanging. They're hanging on. They're hanging on because they know at the end of the day, it's still the most popular console.
But
See what I'm saying?
You're right. I'm just saying. You can't put that out there, man. You can't have reports from Sony saying, "Yeah, we're broke." That shit
Listen, it's
does not
Sony.
end
Sony
well.
they get away with murder, so why not? They could get away with it. They get away with
They
murder.
ain't getting away with that. They ain't
You
getting
know
away
what I'm
with that.
saying?
Man, Jim Ryan will be knocking on doors like Girl Scout.
Listen, when big reps in their company are trying to set up fuck fest with little 13-year-old boys, and they don't get reprimanded and it doesn't become a big deal, they can get away with anything. In my book, okay? Let that shit have been like Aaron Greenberg talking to a little boy about having sex. My God. The whole Microsoft Xbox division would have probably been closed down. Yeah. Get out of here with that bullshit, with the money.
No wonder Jim Ryan's eyes was crossed. Employees trying to rape little boys. It's going down over there in Sony. Microsoft buying publishers. My God. It's a terrible time to be an investor in Sony.
You need to stop.
And like Emmanuel. Oh, what was that, E-Rock?
I'm loving every second of it. Go on.
Oh, yeah. Hey, and like Emmanuel said, man, people are cussing the Sony line for decades. They can't handle transparency from them. Hey, that's spot on, man. That's a perfect way to put it. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah, they can't handle it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they handle everything else. Like when they tell them they're making all this money and they're number one and that their games are the best. I mean, I think they just pick and choose. Yeah. They can't handle what they don't feel like handling, to be honest with you, my brother. That's what I feel. They can't handle it. They just want to choose not to handle whatever they can. Like this Activision acquisition. That has been said already that they went to them because they're in fucking trouble and they can't handle the fact that Microsoft bought them to save Activision. That's the bottom line. They didn't even buy them. Look, they didn't even buy them. Listen. They didn't even buy them to show off or for bragging rights. They just happen to be in a good position economically where they can buy them to not only save them, but work in their benefit to help them with Game Pass and to add more content to Game Pass. That's it. That's the bottom line of that whole fucking deal.
And you know what?
He bought. That's what makes it so bad. That's what makes it. That's what makes it so good for us. But that's what makes everybody so pissed off.
But Tuck, it's not just for us. Tuck, it's not just for us because these developers are being helped, and not only that, anybody could buy an Xbox.
That's not what I'm saying.
You can still love. Check it. Listen, hear me out. You can still love your PlayStation, still love your Sony PlayStation, and your Nintendo Switches, right? Buying your Xbox is just going to be a bonus for you because you're going to get so much profit and so much bang for your buck that there's no way you're ever going to ever contest or argue the situation. So if you sit there and complain about it, it's just because you're not a real gamer. I don't like Sony, but I buy the fucking PlayStation and their games. Because if I have interest and I want to see what it's like, I want to play them. Plus, I'd like to expose the reality that most of their games are good, but they're not the greatest thing since Jesus, the way they make it seem. So I like to expose that. And when they tell me, oh, no, this is it, and then I show them, oh, no, it's not, they get pissed off. But that's because I like doing that. You see what I'm saying? But I have that flexibility and option as a consumer. And that's the same thing with Xbox. They don't like the fact, listen, let's just call it spades of spades. Fuck what you heard. Call of Duty belongs to Xbox because on 360 with Call of Duty 2, that's where their reign began. That's how they got big. And all the people that are on PlayStation 4 so-called playing Call of Duty right now is because they went from 360, that the casual market mainly, to PlayStation, either following their friends or following the DLCs exclusives that come out first day and day on that console. Okay? So
Yeah.
let's cut the bullshit. Okay, Call of Duty belongs to Xbox. They made them big, and what they got to do now is pack your bags and come back to Xbox where you started. Stop playing the funk. Stop playing the dumb shit. Stop saying stupid shit because Call of Duty does not belong to Sony. It never has. The only reason it was last gen is because they cut the idea of buying DLC content, shit like that, and putting it instead towards the console, into the actual games, and to actual making good deals, or even buying stuff that or like studios to make things that they can own. That's why they cut that shit out because they saw those were stupid deals. Look, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo should be complete proof that that's stupid because they spend that money, and guess what? Microsoft ultimately bought them. They made money off those games, and it's still coming to Xbox, and we're still going to get the best version of those games.
Yeah.
So what was the point of spending the money?
Yeah, and with that said, that does tie into the final topic that we're going to wrap it up with, and that is the report this week. Again, a lot of news came out this week from Microsoft, and one of the things is their lack of commitment towards Call of Duty on PlayStation past 2023. Shit, come on, somebody being loud outside. Well, anyway, so the thing that was said is that the next 3 Call of Duties are coming to PlayStation. The one that's in 2022, 2023, and Warzone 2, which is like the Fortnite version of the Battle Royale version of Call of Duty. After that, is it time to say bye-bye to Call of Duty? Is the era of Call of Duty on PlayStation over? E-Rock, I want to hear your thoughts, man. Is this it? Is 2023 the end of Call of Duty on their glorious leader PlayStation? Is now Xbox exclusive coming back home where they belong, like Hebot just said? Hey, you mute, man. You mute.
Damn it, man. Yeah, I turned off my camera.
Oh.
I didn't want nobody to see me digging in my ass on live TV. Listen, I can't wait till 2023 comes here, man, to see the epic meltdowns, to see them throw their computers out of windows, and to see them just have conniptions, because in 2023 is coming to an end. Xbox is going to honor this agreement for a couple more years, 1 more year actually, right? And then it's over. And then it's over. Yes, we are seeing the end of Call of Duty as you know it on PlayStation, and I love every minute of it. I love it. I would have waited for this for an eternity, because how long have we heard the PlayStation fans talk about when Halo Infinite was coming out that, oh, well, we don't care about Halo Infinite because, we got Call of Duty. And then just a few months later, bam, I love it. I love it. How does it feel to always be wrong? How does it feel to always get smacked in the face? I love it. I love it. Yes, unlimited production. We are going to see the end of Call of Duty on PlayStation. You do not pay $68.5 billion for a company to keep the games you just bought on a competing platform. Yep. So the Sony PlayStation fans, they heard this news, and now all of a sudden, their accountants, their business lawyers, they for some reason, all of them got lisps. And they throw this dry. Well, Microsoft will only make money by keeping Call of Duty on PlayStation. Wrong. When the Bethesda deal happened, Tuckmaster, when the Bethesda deal happened, he bought the world's most powerful gamer. And when the Bethesda deal happened, unlimited production, Phil Spencer said, we do not need PlayStation to make our money. Talk about the most ballsy, most Steve Ballmer, most Peter Morris move in history. They said, we do not need to put Elder Scrolls on PlayStation to make our money. We're going to make it on Xbox and on PC. So if you think for 1 second, you lascivious Sony ponies, you reprobates, if you think for 2 seconds that Xbox and Microsoft needs to have Call of Duty on PlayStation to make money. Wrong again. Wrong. Apparently, Unlimited Production, this company has money to burn. Money to burn. And they're in the black. They're not in the red. They do not have trillions in debt. Unlimited Production, you and I both know there's only one way this ends. With Sony going out of business, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. They've been defeated by Vizio in the TV space. They've been defeated by Acer in the computer space. No one's buying Walkmans no more because you can listen to music on YouTube or you can pirate fucking MP3s like Tuckmaster does. Why would you buy anything from Sony anymore? It is over. Unlimited Production, and I can't wait. Call of Duty will finally be the stone that breaks the camel's back, and I can't wait. Yes, to answer the question, yes, we have seen the end of Call of Duty on PlayStation in just 1 year.
Hey, E-Rock, let me say this, man. Let me say this. How long have they bragged about their exclusives? Well, now they're going to see if those exclusives could carry PlayStation, because they got no more Doom, no more Elder Scrolls, no more Fallout, no more no more Diablo, no more. They're losing so many games, man. I don't even have an analogy for how much they're losing these games, man, just left and right. So they're gonna need that 10% that buys them exclusive. They're gonna need to up them numbers because they look. We're gonna tell if those exclusives matters real soon. That's all I'm saying. And all right, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna get to you in a second, T-Bot, but Tuck,
they're losing more games than a meth addict is losing brain cells, and I can't wait for it to be over.
Oh my God!
Hey, look, Tuck, man. If you're done eating, man, I just want to hear. I just want to hear your thoughts because you've been alluding to it all night. I want to hear your thoughts.
I am.
Oh yeah, I want to hear your thoughts, man. After 2023, it's been confirmed the next 3 Call of Duties come to PlayStation. After 2023, them days over? Are we after next year? Are we seeing the end of Call of Duty on PlayStation?
I play like this. I know these Sony ponies, boy. Right now, they butts are perking up, boy. They butts getting so doggone tight on this stuff. They don't know what to do, man. Yes, it's over. It's by 2023. When Xbox decided to pull the cord and decide to bury him, that's gonna be all she wrote. Y'all, let's just be serious, okay? Look, like I said, look what Sony has lost. They try to bring back the damn cell phone division. Okay, where did that go? You can't compete. You can't compete with Samsung or Apple. I mean, on that, you can't compete with them. I mean, Microsoft tried it with the Windows Phone. They couldn't do it. So I don't know what the hell Sony was thinking about doing that. But I guess they were just trying to bring it back up something that so they really don't. The only thing that's making it money is the PlayStation. And like I said, the computer.
Tuck, hold on 1 second. Sorry to cut you off. But Lona Dawn, you said that it sounds toxic that Radiance 96 says he can't wait for the demise of PlayStation. Let me ask you this. Back in 1999, before the Dreamcast came out, when Sony's putting out articles about how great the PlayStation 2 is to the point that their fans refused to support Sega and it went out of business, was that not toxic? Was it not toxic when the head of Sony at the time said 1080p makes you a better gamer, starting the resolution wars of last generation? Was that not toxic? Was it not toxic when that fat dude was on stage? This is how you share games. When people lied about how games couldn't be playable, old games couldn't be playable on the Xbox, was that not toxic?
Exactly.
The issue people have with Sony is it's long in the making. This isn't something that just came out of nowhere like a month ago. This was building for long-term gamers. This was building for
Sony never respected the industry or the gamers. Bottom line.
Was it toxic?
Never.
Was it
They
not
never
toxic?
did.
See, I'm getting older now. My memory is slipping. But was it not toxic when Dreamcast was pushing Sega Net over the telephone wires, but Ken Katraki to say that competing in the analog space is like an ant competing with a boot or some dumb shit he said.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
2005 to make a statement saying that Sony PlayStation 3 will instill discipline in our children. You will want to work harder to afford my PlayStation 3. I didn't make that stuff up.
No, out of his mouth.
Get out of here.
And I want to know is this. Is it true that ever since, I mean, when all these other gaming people was trying to stay alive and everything and all that stuff, and really Sony didn't have to do it, but they did it anyway because they didn't care. They didn't care about nothing but them damn selves. I mean, just the truth. I mean, Sega was out. I mean, when Sega was out, they could have shared it with Sega, but no, they wanted to be hoggish with every damn thing, and that's the reason why Sega folded.
Tuckmaster just hit on something that was just so brilliant that I had to break character for 10 seconds. Y'all, you PlayStation fans, you love these Japanese so much. You worship the Japanese game people. You worship them, and you think that Microsoft is so bad for acquiring studios and growing and helping build back up the American Western video game industry. And you ask E-Rock, Heba, why do you hate Sony so much? Let me ask you this. Tuckmaster just hit the nail on the head. I know he's full of grits and gravy, but he accidentally hit the nail on the head. If the Japanese are so great, why didn't Sony help out? Sega, the very company who will not put any of their games on Xbox, but put exclusives on Nintendo and PlayStation. Where were Nintendo and PlayStation when Sega of America was going under? Where were they?
Yeah, but why didn't they give them money?
They could have gave them a very high interest loan. Why?
They could have helped them. They could have helped them out.
Why?
They could have helped them out. They decided not to because it's just
why didn't they show them the respect? Why didn't they show them the respect?
It's just like you said, the Japanese do not care about America's culture. They don't give a damn about America.
Look, Chuck, look at the difference. Fun fact. Microsoft gave Apple $150 million to save them when they were in trouble.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Two American conglomerates, and they saved each other. And E-Rock is absolutely right. He has a great point. Sony, when they were at that point that they had all that money, they could have easily helped out Sega and Nintendo with funding so that they would not have to close down and leave the industry, just out of pure respect to them, because they were the pioneers alongside Atari that really started it all with Pong in the arcades as well. So please, he's absolutely 100% right.
Now everybody wants Xbox and Microsoft to play nice and share with
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's why that's why my alter ego E-Rock says, let them die. Let Sony die. Fuck them. Let them die.
Let them die.
You know what? That just amazes me how they turned around and talked about, well, the guy from Microsoft went on and said that they're going to turn around and share some of the games from Bethesda and all of them and all that stuff. And then Ed Greenberg said, hell no, we're not. We ain't going to share a damn thing with you.
Did y'all share Spider-Man? Did y'all share Spider-Man? Fuck y'all. Y'all better clean that life raft for as long as y'all can. Because it's going to be all
and it's just like what this panel said straight up. This whole panel said straight up that we always have said, be careful about what you wish for with the damn Sony ponies. Sony ponies, your industry put y'all in this predicament. Like I said, when Microsoft came to y'all and wanted to talk to y'all about a Game Pass, y'all turned them down. Now look what's going on 4 years later. Microsoft is making money.
I'm happy to say no. Fuck them. I'm happy to say no. I don't want Microsoft to make their console better.
Well, you know what? I am too. I am too. I am really am glad. And now
But the bottom line is, Chuck, if they do that or even did that sometime down the road, let's say 10 years, 5 years, 8 years down the road, it's going to always equate to the same thing. The only console you really need is the PlayStation because you get all their banger exclusives and all the Xbox exclusives. You don't need another console. You see what I'm saying?
He bought. But like you said, the thing about it is that shit is sale. They tried that shit at the beginning with Sony and Nintendo. That shit didn't sell. So now, fuck Sony and fuck Nintendo. I don't like neither one of them. Nintendo need to come out with a big boy system. I always have said that, but they're gonna stay with that little handheld crap and all that stuff. And then these people gonna talk about Nintendo. And then if you're gonna talk about Nintendo's gonna dominate they're gonna dominate the market again with the OLED monitor and all that crap. Dude, please.
Listen,
the OLED monitor is not that much better than what they got now.
I never understood why Nintendo couldn't make a console that was strong enough,
right?
That it can play all the adult stuff, and they can still make their games look the way they do with that kiddie style. I don't get that. I don't.
You on that, I never understand that.
But what you say?
Guys. Nintendo's a topic for another day because we could.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah. But before we wrap it up, Hebot, I do want to get your thought. Is this the end of Call of Duty on the PS3 on the PlayStation after 2023?
You better pack it. You better pick it up because Hebot ain't gonna do it quick.
Listen, if it's supposed to be based off the norm, yes, it will be the last games you see on PlayStation up to 2023. But knowing how Microsoft likes to play their cards sometimes, it wouldn't surprise me if they bend over and be like, okay, you can keep it. You know, Phil's too nice. That's my problem with him. He's been always too nice. But he could prove me wrong. He could be like, no. Now, if it did, all I know is that we better see Spider-Man and Wolverine on Xbox.
Yeah.
Because they don't own that shit. All I know is I better see every goddamn Final Fantasy game because they don't own that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The anime shit, that's a lost case. Hardball. That's a last course case because Japanese developers, they like sucking on each other. They too nationalistic and culturistic where they only stick to themselves and their own kind. So to see those games like Persona, Fist of the North Star, Berserk, you know, shit like fucking Tokyo Ghoul, good luck with that. I doubt that'll ever happen because they rather die than actually put it on a console like Xbox. Now,
well, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. He about all the way right there. If they do keep it on, if they do keep Call of Duty on that system, they better play hardball with their ass.
There's a lot of problem Call of Duty going to the console if they don't want to buy it, but then make sure that other things like that, like Spider-Man and Wolverine, come to the console. That's it. That's simple. Come to Xbox One.
The Japs aren't playing. They want control of the gaming industry like they had for a brief second in 2000, and they had for a brief second in the late 80s. And they see now that that's not going to happen, and that's why they hate Xbox so much. I have to answer these questions really quick. Let me go into the comment section because there was a good question in here. Wild Horse 74 said, if Sony dies, will that be a good thing in the end? Motherfucker, yes. For all of the shit they did to everybody else.
Well, I mean, it'll be a good thing for as far as them bullying the industry. I mean, they could still make games. Sega's done it, and they'll probably be ultimately better for them because they'll make more money without so much risk.
Well, Sony be a good thing. Their ignorant, toxic fans goes away.
Yeah.
Management goes away. The ignorant, toxic management that try to use the Xbox. Okay, the ignorant, toxic management that sat back knowing they were going to release DRM and sat back at 2013 and waited while Microsoft went on first, saw the reaction, and they did the same shit they did to Microsoft that they did to the Sega Saturn back in 1995. Yes, Wild Horse 74. I know you don't like me. I don't care. I'm gonna always speak the truth.
Well, I mean, Rock, remember too. Keep in mind that DRM shit started on PS3 on consoles.
But
It started on PS3,
people like
and
Wild,
nobody talked about it. Nobody knew because nobody talked about it.
people like Wild Horse 74 and Lana Don don't know that. Why is Sony dying big, or Xbox or Nintendo? Why?
Well, the biggest problem is with that. The biggest problem is that people make it seem right. Like if the industry doesn't have Sony, how would it be good? It's gonna die. It's not gonna be good for. They make it seem like Sony's actually done something for the industry. Until this day, for the cry-lying lord of all lords out there, I still yet to need to know what Sony did for the industry. The only thing they did was bring in 90% of toxic casual gamers that think they know more than the actual real gamers and have no respect and suck on their dick. That's all they ever did.
Kutaragi, liar.
That's all they did.
Phil Harrison, liar. Fucking Cass Hart, liar. Lie. Lana Don, why is Sony dying a good
You know
thing?
what? You know what, Phil? This is the main reason why I'm glad that this is the main.
Look, I'm reading the question. Let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If there's no competition, there's no need for quality games. That's my opinion.
Competitions. Microsoft been competing ever since their exception. They didn't need competition to compete.
When Atari died, did quality games stop? When 3DO, Neo Geo died, when Sega died, did quality games stop? Stop the bullshit, man. Let those fucking motherfuckers go away. Grow some balls.
Microsoft will always be competitive because they care about the industry. They care about gaming. That's the difference.
And they're an
with
American.
the Xbox. And they're American, exactly.
Succeed. What do you care about these Japanese for? They hate us. They've hated us ever since World War II because we bombed them. Some shit they caused. If they had never fucking Pearl Harbor, we wouldn't be talking about this shit now. If we hadn't bombed Pearl Harbor, they wouldn't have felt the need to build the transistor and lead the world in the transistor market and become a giant. In America, supplanted them in that with Silicon Valley. Okay, we wouldn't be here right now. Let them motherfuckers over at Sony die. Everybody's gonna miss them. Oh, E-Rock, you're terrible.
They are so petty. They still hold that shit as a grudge. That's the problem.
And that mentality has gone down to the management of these companies. I know y'all think that Jim Ryan runs Sony. Don't. The motherfuckers in Osaka still run that shit. He's just a puppet.
He's just doing his job.
Say he follows. Okay. So why let Sony die? Because Studio and Atari and everything else died. It's the nature of the business. You're gonna die. Unlimited Production's gonna die. I'm gonna die. Is somebody gonna sit and be like, well, we can't let E-Rock die? Man, y'all gonna put the dirt in my face. Shit. Fuck that.
No, E-Rock is like I said, if Sony's so prominent, even if they just went the wayside of developing games only, if their games are so great, they'll still do well. That's the whole point. It's like Unlimited just said. Let's see what kind of numbers they're really gonna make and bake with all these other games being exclusive only on Xbox because they own them now. Their IPs are so fantastic, make so much money. Let's see how much damage they do. Let's see if their market value don't keep going down and just keeps going up. Because you're gonna see the difference now.
I'm sorry, Unlimited Production, man. I'm sorry I had to go in your comment section, man.
No, it's all good. I like interacting with the comments, man. I love it.
No disrespect, but I understand this attitude, man. I used to work for a security company who absorbed other security companies, got rid of the fucking managers, and then them themselves got absorbed. It's fucking business.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
This would beat the hell out of me. Now you remember just a couple years ago when Microsoft was going through their changes and everything. And how many times did Sony want Microsoft just to die out?
How many times
they wanted Microsoft to die out so doggone bad and pitiful.
Chuck, how many times did you see comments from the actual fan base saying the industry doesn't really need Xbox? The industry will survive with Sony and Nintendo. You don't remember that?
A lot.
I'll do you one better.
A whole lot.
What happened? Unlimited?
Hey, but I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
To do that Digital Foundry, the fat one.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
notorious.
John Lennon.
He has a notorious rant about how he hates Microsoft and Xbox
Mm-hmm.
being in game and how he wished they go away.
Well, he talks about that he don't like that they don't push physical, but he knows why they don't push physical.
No,
He
that's
knows
the
why.
most recent one. No, he has one
Mm-hmm.
from
That's
years
his hot
ago.
take.
Yeah, he has one from years ago where he just went off. You think Phil was smacking his moms or something the way he went off on Microsoft years ago.
Yeah.
He was like, I hate that they got into gaming. They never brought anything to gaming. Man, he went off. And if you don't think that's a common, like, that's what we dealt with as Xbox fans.
Look.
And what people don't realize is that a lot of our animosity, if you will, comes from especially people like T-Bot. What I want you guys like what you guys don't understand is that like people like Ebot and Erock, they really dealt with some bullshit. Mine is minimal to theirs.
Decades, man. I had heat with Sony since the death of the Dreamcast. I had heat with them since they showed that they were so fucking.
Well, for me, it started with the Saturn. Ever since then, never looked back. I can't fucking stand them.
They were so
cannot stand them.
So callous and arrogant and matter of fact about Sega dying and every other
grimy, sneaky, unrespectful. Like they were so every name of the book, E-Rock. Every name of the book.
I can't help it if you motherfuckers in the comment section wasn't around long enough to see all the shit they've done. But man, so if we want to see these Japanese motherfuckers go away, sorry, sayonara, sorry. I don't care.
Listen, I never saw a sentiment of people saying, damn, I really hate, except with the actual fans, that Sega's got to go away and they can't make more hardware. Only the hardcore fans were really hit them hard.
Yeah.
The rest of them were like, well, Sega keep making stupid decisions. That's their own fault. That's what they said. Quote unquote. If Sega would have not done all those dumb decisions trying to steal our money, yet you got actual quotes from articles and interviews from Tom Savinsky, the guy that was running it, Kalinske, saying what their idea was. Like when they created the CD, it was them trying to venture and see how it was going to be to make games for the CD format. And if it was going to be, cost efficient with the new 32-bit system that was going to come out, which was the Saturn, and then how it was going to work. And then they didn't want to force the Genesis crowd from the Genesis era, all those people that bought it, because it was the highest selling 16-bit console of the time, to feel forced to go buy a Saturn right away. So they tried to give them another option a year before that was way cheaper with the 32X extension, because they wanted them to feel like they weren't forgotten, but not forced to buy into new gen, but yet still play 32-bit quality games on their 16-bit upgrade with the console and the upgrade of the adapter piece of the 32X. He said it clear as day. And people were like, oh, no, they were just trying to steal our money. Of course, they were trying to make money as well. They put money in R&D to create these things. But they were trying to do it the smart way, little by little, so that the people can adapt and didn't feel forced right from the beginning. And yet I remember that same bullshit narrative came out and it was completely reverted when PS3 came out, talking about, oh, but they gave us a PS3, a Blu-ray player. Oh, who cares? You're paying $600 and $700. We're getting a Blu-ray player. And when Microsoft gave you the option to buy the HD player separate, oh, they're just being anti-consumer. They want to force us to buy separately. I'm not buying that shit. I remember all that stupid fucking comedic conversations and stupid fucking hot takes. I remember all of them.
Let's not forget about the data breach of 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When thousands of PSN users, myself, found out to a year later into all kinds of weird mail and envelopes and
they lied. Yeah, they lied big time about. There's a lot.
And nobody got compensated. Nobody. They didn't compensate nobody.
No. We did get compensated. I did some games on PSN. One of them was fucking the little Sackboy game, Little Big Planet. Yeah, we did.
Little Big Planet.
With games.
Hey, all three of y'all better patent everything that y'all talking about today, because you know why. You know why y'all better patent everything what y'all said today? Y'all better patent. Because you know where I'm going with it.
Dustin Gary's gonna steal. Dustin Gary's gonna steal our information and then make a video, and he's gonna get 100,000 views while we only get barely 300.
Hey, and this is something that he bought. Unlimited Production. E-Rock has said a long doggone time ago. But all of a sudden now he gonna come up with it. Then all of a sudden he gonna turn out and steal the words out of my boy Hebot's mouth. I'm like, man, please. So Hebot,
listen, if they have the patience to go back to all the old archives, they will see everything we said was true and when we said it way back when. You need some patience.
So Hebot, I'm telling you right now, you better patent your words.
Me and E-Rock,
Anyway,
E-Rock and Unlimited better patent your words. I don't count.
It's impossible to talk over Tuck. Motherfucker's mic has turned up to 176. The fucking data breach happened. Sony tried to say it didn't happen in 2011.
Yeah.
People's credit cards got compromised. Sony said no, it doesn't, because PSN doesn't ask for social security numbers. The federal government said otherwise. Yeah, people's credit cards and SSN numbers were compromised. They lied about fucking. You got people in the comment section like Lorna Don saying this whole stream is about us hating on Sony. Well, motherfucker, isn't Twitter all about the Sony fans hating on Xbox? At least
wasn't 2013 all about fucking laughing and making jokes about Xbox? Like what? And there was no real reason or rhyme? Why? You're gonna say, yeah, we're trying to DRM us. It's been on PC and on PS3 before that, and guess what? It never happened on Xbox. So what does it matter? Oh, they forced us to get connected because they were going to spy on us to give the NSA all the information. Yeah, they want to see our saggy balls playing fucking video games, right? Please, cut the stupid shit.
I don't sit around all day tweeting about Sony. Y'all motherfuckers sit around tweeting about Xbox. I have yet to be ever show up on a PlayStation podcast. Yeah, here you are on an Xbox podcast.
Yeah, well, I don't go to Sony podcasts. I don't want to hear no stupid shit. I just don't go.
I can't stand soft people. It's business. I want Microsoft to drive Sony into the ground. And the day they finally get Sony, the they finally go into business, I'm gonna crack open the champagne. I'm on YouTube. Fuck whoever don't like it, man. Go do your crime someplace else.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 7:00 here, so we're about to wrap it up. Had another excellent show tonight. Really went crazy off the end, man. Hebot and E-Rock. I mean, this is what you guys get when you come here to the Unlimited Truth. You get just some of the most passionate dudes I've ever met about gaming. This is a wonderful hobby, wonderful people, but we will never, ever, censor ourselves. We're always going to speak our mind. And as you can see, and as you see, these two hate Sony more than Satan hates God. Because as you see, they were.
When somebody hate it back.
Yeah, exactly.
They hate us. They hate the gamers. They want a monopoly back.
Yeah.
Like they hate. And
the PS2 era.
Coming back.
Yeah, the PS2 days are over when you had 90% of the market and everybody was putting your games on there first. Hell, not even putting them on Xbox or GameCube a lot of the time.
That were better consoles.
Yeah, and they were, especially the Xbox. But yeah,
which meant that they can do their visions of their games even better, right?
Yeah. Right. Look, we could go through the history of this gaming stuff all day, every day, especially with this panel here, where these guys have just gaming knowledge just gaming knowledge unmatched that I've ever met. But with that, we are going to call it a night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And we're about to do our outros. Tugmaster, give your outro, but don't give a damn speech, man. All right.
Well, you must have went to the bathroom.
Yeah, Tuck. Hey, if we're probably gonna be off the air by the time you get back. Follow DJX Tugmaster, man. Very entertaining dude.
Hey, Unlimited, leave me alone now. Let me do this speech. Let me go and get out of here. Leave me alone. I will do a speech now.
There's other people here.
Hey y'all, but this is your boy DJ Tugmaster 7. Your boy DJ Tugmaster. I don't like ponies. Ponies don't like me. I hope Pony just shut up and just die, as far as I'm concerned. And that, you can reach me on Instagram, Facebook. The best podcast people that I've dealt with in the world, E-Rock, Unlimited Production, Keybot, Sega Man, Bone, and all of them. So all them guys too. So, and that's it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right.
And then Unlimited. I gotta say one more thing. I gotta say one more thing.
Tuck. No. Tuck, please. Look, please, Tuck.
Okay.
Tuck, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Give your outro, man. Before Tuck start giving the Gettysburg address out here, man. Give me your outro.
Well, you guys know where you can find me. Wherever there's hate towards Ebot, you'll find me. It's that simple. Now, my PSA is basically, I have my hands on an Xbox Series X. It's brand new. If our comment section of our guys that follow us is still looking for one, you can DM me either on Insta or Twitter or even on Xbox, and I'll see if I can help you out if you're looking for one, because I got one on hand right now, and I can get it shipped out to you immediately.
Awesome.
That's what I want to say.
Hey, man, that's how you support the community. Not getting free stuff and not giving anything back. But E-Rock, man, thank you again for joining as well. But give your outro so we can wrap this one up.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I had to go ham in the comment section. Bullshit drives me crazy. Business is all about business, and society is all about bigger businesses, little businesses knocking down bigger businesses, getting bigger. Civilizations come and go. Rome, ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, even Babylon went. To sit here and say that Sony is some national treasure and needs to stay around for the good of gaming is absolutely ridiculous. In that case, Babylon should have stayed around. Ancient Rome should have stayed around. Things change, things come and go. Unlimited Production, it was great to come in here and be a part of this phantasmagorical night where we talked about the demise of PlayStation. It's just being knocked down like a bunch of dominoes. And when that final domino is knocked down, I'm going to be there. I'm going to take off this shirt. I'm going to take off my drawers and I'm going to dance naked in the street.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can take the clown out of the circus, but you can't take the clown out of the hood.
Yeah. And everybody, hey, you done, E-Rock?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Yeah, everybody, thank you for joining. Algarado, thank you for the donation as well. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. Stay blessed. And we are out.